Oddly specific book recommendations because nobody really asked for that. I mean, but I thought, why not do a little charity and share five very oddly specific books? Not your regular thriller slash detective novel, but if you want to read something underrated but at the same time quite slow burn, I think you should definitely be reading Inspector Imanishi Investigates. I read this early this year and it is quite atmospheric and not the kind of slow burn that will intimidate you in any way, but a slow burn that you definitely need in your life. If you want to read an eye opening classic in a dystopian setup, now a classic that is also a beginner's friendly classic, you cannot miss on Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. One of the best classics or books in general that I've ever read. If you have ever found yourself not heard or seen enough, I think you should be reading Kanchi by Veena Pan. Very beautiful story, takes you to the mountains of Nepal and Kathmandu to be very specific. That is also one book that gives you a brief about how a woman grows up in a family where there is no father and what happens when you trust somebody that you call your friend, and eventually what lands up because you apparently have been betrayed by that one friend. One of those books that lives in you long after you're done reading the book. Everyone seemed to be reading all the philosophical books and the historical fictions, but have you ever wondered what it would feel like to read a book that could make you laugh out loud? Please make sure you do not skip How to Be a Woman by Caitlin Moran. The fact that the book is quite autobiographical in nature, deadly funny because it's relatable to every woman. It is about women set in between the boundaries that the society kind of surrounds her with, and how the author very wittily takes every societal norm on herself and kind of gives a sarcastic reply to everything. I know it's no longer a Pride month, but should we ever stop celebrating Pride? Of course not. So here is one book that I do insist you guys to read if you are more into queer literature, which is The Dead Fish by Rajkamal Chaudhary. I just got done with reading the book. Although I just got into the book or dived into the book without any expectations as such, I didn't even know that the book had a queer concept or a queer theme altogether. But with every page, I kind of discovered it myself, and it was quite a shock. At the same time, it was very beautifully written about the women's pleasure and how it is sometimes okay to receive pleasure from the same sex if you're not getting the same from your own husband or maybe the opposite sex. Obviously it's a little complicated and a lot of people may not also accept it, but if you are into queer literature and if you want queer literature very specifically in the Indian context, I think this is one book that I definitely suggest. So this was basically part one of me recommending oddly specific books. If you want to see more of these videos, please comment on below and do not forget to follow my page. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Happy reading.